18th or 19th Discourse of the Living Gospel. He chose the tribe, uniting the entire country. He established their leaders so that they may experience Godhead. Later on, he took action in order to seize the skina, representing divine presence. In order to seize control, they were set free along with her army. Finally, then, after having gathered the seed of Abraham, she cast them off. They endured and they suffered the slavery and the humiliation of forced labor, so they departed from Egypt and passed through the field of the mountain of Sinai. There were great quantities of thistles growing in that place. Now the thistle is called Sinai in the language of that place due to its prevalence. That is why that mountain had been named Sinai, after the name of the thorn tree with which the whole place is filled. Following these events, these Babylonians released their hold, and they established their rule in it. They seized the land of Euphrates and became kings in it. The details regarding the mention of Hebrew in Babylon, and that's all we have for the 18th or 19th Discourse. Now I will read the first hymn of the Gospel. The sinner is the prison of the bad-smelling and stinking offspring, the poverty of the dead and the dark place of sleepers, the treasure house and storehouse which he made in through deception and arranged each dark demon wrath. He exhausted the flood of the sin. Formed in his storehouse, brick, clod, and stone, whoever made himself for himself so that he ascends to them and finds rest. The storehouse which he shows from above, the offspring were primeval in the beginning. The citizens in every town should strive for this, that they can do it. About this fleshly layer, the storehouse which he made at first, the primeval ones told a fable and do not know these last ones. All the religions run in deceit, and they go astray from the righteousness. They do not distinguish the freed ones and the bound in truth. It was resty and dark. They run in brutish manner in the land. With lust they were deceived, as well with trickery of the wrath. They proclaimed the name/world flood, meaning the world is lost in the flood. Waterfall came from above, spring gushes out from below. All religions are oppressed in the lands of desire, and they are separately divided, because the wraths are distributed, and so that they did not lift up their heads from the deep water. They do not reach the ship which rescues the friends. They howl and call out/shriek. They bite one another like dogs. They terrify one another, and they got drunk with deception. They made a friend of death. They left the holy pure life. In this dark abode they seem to be very peaceful at all times. They sink and turn back. They ascend, they descend, and are reborn. They put on many forms. They go astray from offspring to offspring. They put on decay, the stinking and brutish body, the dirty garment which they put on again and again. The wraths have command against the good deed of the bishops. They hate goodness, and they have become enemies of the truth. They abandon the pure command, and they are not obedient of the gods. They flow and run empty. They go naked out of the land. They turn back their nature from the gathering of the saved. They attain to the lower dark abyss where the demons are going. They become blind and sightless. They do not hear the divine commandment. He teaches and wakes the sleepers. Dark, rusty, and it is not fitting the light land. You, O the immortal electi, and the hearer, are happy about the hope. With thee the Father brought it for the children. You obtain the divine body, garment, and great diadem. You will be having the same nature as the gods, like all the beneficents. You have been invited to the light, to the banquets, and for the great meal, and in the great kingdom where all the fathers are glad. So, now we will be reading the second hymn of the Gospel, which will be the last part of the living Gospel that we have left. The strong and the blessed to the Father of the light. You find wealth from him, you leave poverty by him. From the beginning with the first child, when the prison is arranged. He mixed the two images on account of the sway of the wraths. All the souls wept, pillars, load bear for the two souls, who, with the confusion, possessions fell on the outside on the light limbs of, and sin of, and the world. On the outside deceit fashioned it and closed that, so that the light limbs ascend, are the shape, within the weapon trap, are, that they are obedient to him. Behold, you have suffered, and pity, and there were vexations. They were found pitiful. And the Father with the light gods to the greatness of the other gods, the living, the other second greatness, he granted wish to the children and to the oppressed. They are joined to the light God, Jesus the splendor. With ease, with the maiden of light, the beloved, Jesus' splendor went to his own home. He put his own eons between the portion of light. He put it in the land of the light so that it became great when he, the skies of the lands, the zone, and the creation, he changed himself from one form to another to save himself from these. The worldly great garment, the apparel he put on and descended. He shone on the brothers, he put in order each load bearer. Eve's nature of death submerged from each enemy. The wrath demons tied up her and darkened Saklun's offspring. Obeisance moved the cloud of the lands and made all water channels. Brothers redeemed from distress and ascended the land. And that's all we have for the Living Gospel. If you have any questions regarding the Manichaean scriptures, if you wish to convert or are simply interested in the Ekklesia of Light, feel free to contact us. May the Father bless you. Amen.